Good morning! That was way higher than I thought. I was gonna say guess where we are, but you'd be able to tell from the video title. We're in Hobart. We're gonna be exploring the city today. We are super excited. Let's go. So we decided to start off the morning by walking along the Hobart rivulet. Now the Hobart rivulet runs from Mount Wellington all the way through South Hobart and through the city. And it was actually once the main water source for early settlers, I think until like the 1860s. And they all set up their houses and industries and companies all along the river. And eventually the rivulet got piped through the city. So it actually runs underneath the city. And the city just continued to grow over it.
And now the rivulet is home to platypus,
surprisingly,
potoroos, ducks, native hens, and many more special animals. And I think we've mentioned it before, but there's actually a documentary called The Platypus Guardian.
Yeah.
That is about the rivulet and the platypus that live in it. And if you want to watch something that is very moving and special, we highly recommend watching it.
It was really good. We came here hoping to see the platypus, but we haven't had any luck yet.
Yeah.
That's okay, because we have seen a lot of platypus during our time in Tassie, but it just feels extra special to be here and see it. It's wild that they actually live here, because we started off walking through the city and it's just this like almost dingy underneath the city. It just doesn't look like platypus would live here. And then the further you go along the track, the more green and beautiful and open it gets. But still, I just can't believe platypus live here. If we were here on a clear day, I think we'd be able to see Mount Wellington like looming over us, but we're here on a cloudy and a little bit of a drizzly day, so sadly no mountain views. So everyone told us while we were in Hobart we had to come to the famous, iconic Salamanca markets, and apparently there are over 300 stalls here, so it's massive and it's already super busy. Let's go see.
So we just done a walk through the market, and I have to say, normally markets are very much the same, but I feel like this market's quite special and unique. There's so many artisanal artists and artisanal goods in Tasmania that are like world renowned, very unique, that this whole market is just flooded with a lot of unique things to try, buy and have a look at. But we are here on a mission and we don't know how we feel about it, but it's something that we need to do that is very iconic to Tasmania, and that is to try some scallops.
Target acquired. We have a scallop. We're not really seafood people. We just don't really eat seafood, really. So I'm a little worried about this, but we've heard it has a very neutral flavour, and scallops are so iconic to Tasmania, especially scallop pies. So let's do it. Ready?
Should I try before
It's pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It has a slight fishy taste, but nothing crazy. It's not super chewy. It's pretty good. I have sauce all over my fingers now, but
Same here.
you look so traumatized.
I don't
Go for
like
it.
fishy foods, but
Go. Go, go, go.
I'm hyping myself up. I'll get there.
You'll be fine. Oh dear.
This is gonna sound ridiculous. Kind of tastes like chicken.
I feel like That's a response for everything. Like people
but
are,
it kinda
crocodile tastes
does.
like chicken.
It's like
this tastes like chicken.
It's more of a squishy chicken. It's pretty good.
I'm
I
happy.
have to say,
The coating they've put on it, I should check what it is, was actually really nice.
Yeah.
Adds a lot of flavour to it.
I'm pleasantly surprised.
Would you eat them again? Yeah. You could eat
Definitely.
them now and not be terrified.
Yeah, I'm removing the idea of it being a scallop. I don't know what it is. I feel like it's
No, you know what? I'm not bothered about scallops. What really like freaks me out and grosses me out is oysters.
yeah, oysters and prawns, and I feel like all those. But I feel like it's my dad influenced that on me because he's
Yeah.
like ever since I've like grown up, he's
Classic
like
South African.
he's like, oh, just steak, and like chicken is salad, pretty much. So fish food is insects, and yeah, that's how I was brought up.
Apparently it's not too hot. Was it nice? Was it hot? Oh dear.
It has quite a kick to it afterwards.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's got a kick at the end, but it's not
He's
hot.
saying it's hot. I'm
It's not
worried
that
now. Oh, that taste is so nice at the start though. What the heck? It's
tastes
so
really nice.
fruity.
And then it kicks you.
It hasn't hit me yet, but it was really fruity. That's so nice.
It doesn't linger though.
You know what it reminds me of? Those
What?
cinnamon candies
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
the US. Oh, it burns your tongue a little bit, but the taste is so nice. Apparently, gluten-free. We're gonna try one.
Sure.
Which one would you recommend?
Well, do you like honey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's a really good one. It's baklava, so Tasmanian honey.
Oh.
Yeah.
Pistachios.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do
One of
it.
those.
So we got one.
I don't know how we're gonna split a meringue. I feel like you're gonna bite it and it'll crumble.
Imagine if I just dropped it. Apparently this is a baklava, and
Baklava?
it's made with Tassie honey. So
And pistachios on it, I think
yeah,
you said.
pistachios. So
Give it a shot.
like I said, everything is very artisanal and
Local products.
local products, which is
Amazing.
yeah, just amazing.
Did it just crumble? Is it nice? You like
Crispy
meringue,
outside.
hey?
I love meringues. Crispy outsides, very soft and chewy insides. It's perfect.
Yum. Let me try.
Well, that's a nice flavor.
Did it only hit you after? You commented on the texture.
I still had the pepper berry in my mouth. So
True, it's burning my tongue.
this is actually really nice palate cleanser after the scallops.
Scallops.
How do you say
Scallops.
it? Scallops.
And then
Scallops
pepperberry.
and pepperberry. So it's very good palate cleanser. Take a big bite. You have to try the middle. The flavor is really like.
It has this like cookies.
It does,
Doesn't
right?
it? Oh.
Put all my meringue on the floor, will ya?
I get the little crumbs in my hand. You get the last bite. Those are cookies, right? It's so good. Cookies, but I can't tell what cookie. It was really nice.
I get the cookie now.
You only just
I didn't
got
get it
it.
before. It's a very caramelly honey,
Yeah,
and then cookie. It's
really
almost
nice.
like shortbread and an Anzac biscuit, like
Yeah,
mixed
the
together,
Anzac biscuit's kind of
but then
syrupy almost.
with like a really nice meringue texture.
Yeah, really good.
I'm really impressed.
Thumbs up. So in addition to the market itself actually being iconic, you can see all along here is lined with these sandstone buildings. And apparently, I think in the 1830s, these were actually warehouses, and they used to be filled with things that were exported or imported in. So it was like whale oil and grains and produce and all these things. Why is it getting so windy all of a sudden? And now they've all been converted into restaurants and galleries and bars.
It's such a shame that today is such an overcast day, because I can imagine that this waterfront will be so beautiful, especially with all the hills in the background and then all the unique cruise boats. But we're gonna go for a walk along the waterfront and the city, and then we'll see you guys a little later. I thought, that's such a weird boat. I wonder what that is. And it's called the Mona Roma. And you might be thinking, why aren't you going to Mona? It's such a cool place to visit. You either love it or hate it. I've heard that it's pretty intense, and
It's a museum of sex and death.
yeah, there's some pretty cool things in there. But you can actually take a cruise from here to the museum, or you could just drive to the museum. But they actually don't allow filming in there, and photography is quite limited there, so that's why we're not doing it in this video. I did not realize we're in London, Lydia. How does it feel to be back at home?
Stop.
So we're walking to our next spot, and on the way there, you can see a pretty nice view of the bridge. It looks very steep.
Tasman Bridge.
The Tasman Bridge. It looks very steep, and I was a little worried driving the van up it on the way to Hobart, but it was actually pretty gradual, and the van handled it like a champ. I barely even realized that we were going up an incline. Sadly, in the mid-1900s, I think it was, there was a disaster where a boat drove into the bridge and it collapsed. Well, part of it collapsed. And to fix this bridge, it cost multiple times over what it cost to initially build it due to inflation.
So here we are at the Botanical Gardens here in Hobart, and we've pretty much been to every botanical garden in every city, and they're always beautiful and amazing. But one thing that really stood out to me when I researched it online was this sub-Antarctic plant house. They've replicated the conditions of Macquarie Island here, which is halfway between Tasmania and Antarctica, which I think is like 1,500 kilometers or something like that. And I think it's really cool because apparently scientists and some of the workers at the gardens actually went and collected the rocks, the moss, the plants, everything from Macquarie Island.
That is so cool.
And then brought it here and then replicated those conditions and are trying to see how they're growing here. So I think it's really cool.
I'm so
Let's go
excited.
check it out. Whoa, we're entering Antarctica, Wehan.
So we have now been transported to Macquarie Islands.
It's so embarrassing. But look at these vents are blowing like such cold air.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that we're actually in the middle of a building where it's not that windy.
Yeah, it's wild. And it's a pretty small room, but it's just really cool that they could do this.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I can't imagine what it's like to actually visit the island. It's probably
It looks so cool.
So
They have
insanely beautiful.
so many penguins and it's all like mountainy. It looks so cool online. Well, we're at the Japanese garden, and apparently Hobart is sister city with Yezu?
Who knew that Australia, well, all the major cities in Australia have such close relationships with so many cities in Japan? I feel like literally every single city, even like Launceston, like the smaller cities, not the capital cities of each state, they all have like some partnership with Japan. Or
I think Geelong did as well.
Geelong did as well, I think, yeah.
Every single city we have been to, and all their botanical gardens has had something in reference to their sister city in Japan, which is so cool, because Japan's pretty high on our visit list.
I always love it when these gardens or places make things a lot more interactive than just here's a pretty thing. Look at this little platform, like walking over like a little pond.
Pretty cool.
Through the garden.
It seems Mount Wellington has finally made an appearance off in the background. I love how literally when we're back at the van, we get the clearest views.
It's
out over the city.
And Mount Wellington as well.
And Mount Wellington.
It's
so
Hobart
pretty.
Is such a beautiful city. I don't feel like, well, I've been to Cape Town as a kid, but I don't feel like we've been to a city quite like Hobart quite yet.
What, you think Cape Town's similar? Do you think Cape Town's similar?
Yeah, like the city at the base of the summit next to water, like...
Yeah.
It's...
really beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, I like Hobart. So we're now at Rosny Hill Lookout. It was just a 10-minute drive out of the city, but it gives us a really cool perspective of the city, and we're gonna hang around until sunset. So when I came and looked at the sign when we arrived, I saw something that I thought would make you laugh after the discussion we just had. Come closer, come closer. What discussion did we just have? Come closer. Read this. No freaking way. So they originally called Mount Wellington Table Mountain because it looked like South Africa. I'm pretty sure Mount Wellington is significantly higher than Table Mountain. I think Mount Wellington's 1,500. Isn't Table similar to Bluff? Yeah, it's just a 1,112-ish. Oh. I think it might actually be less than Bluff. Oh. So, I mean, Mount Wellington. Table Mountain. Very controversial. I feel like I can see a nipple. You probably can. It's a bit windy up here. Bye. Cool. I have to say, it's pretty cool coming to Rosny Hill because when you're in a city or in a location, it's pretty hard to see what that place looks like, and this really gives you a very good perspective on the sheer scale of Hobart. I thought Hobart was so much smaller walking through it today than what it looks like it is right now. I think it is quite small, but there's a lot of like residential spread into the outer suburbs, but it's just so like the actual CBD is quite small, but then obviously the surrounding areas. How mountainy it is and how hilly it is, and just the water, and just it's really beautiful. Good morning from the top of Mount Wellington. Wow, we came here for sunrise and boy, were we surprised.
We're at the top of Mount Wellington, which I think is 1,271 meters.
Yeah, I think last night you said 1,500 meters.
Yeah, it's 1,271. And it's incredible. It kind of felt like we were being pranked on the way in because as we were driving up, we came for sunrise, by the way. Can't really tell.
Yeah, we had to wait quite a bit.
We came up for sunrise and we had the most beautiful views. It was like this pink, orange sky. It was incredible. And then I would say the last kilometer of driving up, we were watching the cloud just like fly in front of the van and the view just completely disappeared.
It was like torture.
Guess that's what happens on mountains. It's very unpredictable.
That's
Rocked
true.
up, missed the sunrise pretty much because you couldn't see anything. And then everyone else left and we thought, you know what, let's stick around and the clouds will probably clear because it's meant to be a clear day today.
And guess what?
They cleared. It is crazy beautiful. We were outside, but it's super windy and full on. So we came into this observation area, which is really nice.
It's actually really
and
nice.
warm because the top of Mount Wellington can be up to 10 degrees colder than what it is at Hobart.
I genuinely did not expect that.
The funny bit is I read that as well, the 10 degrees, and I was like, oh, it'll be cold, but we'll be fine.
Freezing cold.
Freezing.
Antarctica is at full force here, like the wind, which is, it's quite funny because there's actually one of is it the expedition?
Yeah, the
research
Antarctic
in the-
icebreaker boat.
Yeah, it's right there in the middle of Hobart.
Very fitting.
I knew Tasmania was hilly and like it's like obviously driving it and like you're doing summits, you're like, oh yeah, this is like
It's incredible.
you're on top of all the hills and the mountains and whatever, and it's just like wow.
Different layers of like mountains and hills. There's like the ones near the city, and then there's the ones over, and then there's the ones in the background, and there's more in the
It's just
background.
non-stop, just
It is just
hills and everything. It's
beautiful.
yeah, it's definitely going to be hard to beat Hobart in terms of cities.
Yeah, the
and
views.
like landscapes and scenery. So
But what a way to start our day, and let's keep going.
what do you have, Lydia?
The breakfast of champions. Hang on. Ta-da! Oh no, his chocolate got smudged a bit. We're at our next spot and it was awkward because we were gonna just pull up and eat our donuts in the front, but they haven't opened yet and we thought, oh, it's fine, we'll pull up and just park and eat in the front. And then when we pulled in, there's like just loads of workers and no one else. So we're like, let's go in the back of the van just to not be awkward. Ready? Oh dear. I'm gonna get in a mess.
Is it like filled to the brim or what's it like?
No.
That looks like pretty decent texture for gluten-free donuts.
It's fluffy, it's pretty good. A little bit like plumpy. It's good, it's not that sweet.
Really?
It's not. I got straight into it. I didn't stop filming. But it's
can help
quite
it.
like bready.
Yeah, very bready-like, and probably could use a little bit more custard. The other ones
yeah.
might be a little bit more intense flavors because custard is quite muted in any case. So, I mean, still
It's
good.
nice, but I'm excited to try the others.
I'm excited to try the
Because
other
it
ones.
feels like it needs more filling. It feels like it needs more, because it's very bready.
It's perfect for your mom.
But it's
Because your
really
mom
nice.
doesn't like sweet things.
Yeah. Yum.
There you go.
Yeah, they're way more filled. This one's really flavorful, actually. What's the chocolate like? Is it spread or?
It's a chocolate custard. We're going to finish these and then clean up. And then we'll see you in a bit.
We're now 30 minutes north of Hobart. We've finished our donuts and we're at somewhere that is very special to us. We've mentioned it in a few videos before, but we've been volunteering as wildlife rescuers with Bonorong during our lap of Tassie. And we've decided to come out to Bonorong and show them some support and check out their animals today.
And I mean, if you come to Tassie or just Hobart, it's the perfect place to see all the native animals that are nearly impossible to see on like any other occasion in the wild.
If you want to see a Tasmanian devil. So if you want to see animals, come here.
Definitely.
But remember that it's not like a traditional zoo. We expect it to be smaller, but
it should be. It'll probably be quite a bit smaller. And
but buying entry to these guys helps with their rescue service, and we've seen firsthand what beautiful work they do.
Yeah, they really invest a lot into the wildlife of Tasmania, so it's definitely worth it. Oh, and you can also tickle kangaroos.
I feel like a kid in a candy shop. I'm like so excited.
Yeah, Lydia's been absolutely buzzing about it like all week. So if you have any kids, definitely bring them in.
I love how I'm the good example of that. Cheeky wombat.
Showing us its teeth.
So cheeky.
Show them how you can climb.
You got it?
Hey, good job.
Hey, legend. Look at you. You're pretty, huh?
So pretty. You want to cuddle?
No.
Both of these enchiladas are, echidnas are a bit goofy, and a lot of the animals that they do have there are rescues that are not fit for the
Release.
wild.
So the possum had poor vision, and some of these guys, they'll have something.
They're all, well, not all of them, but most of them do. Because they are focused on conservation.
And release. And the ones they
release.
can't release, they keep here, which is lovely. Like that echidna's missing a leg.
Yeah, so that one's a three-legged one, and that one's just a bit goofy.
Oh, goofy little guy. You're so
beautiful.
lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you.
You can sense us, can you?
Oh, yummy.
I
Is
feel
there
like
some
a lot of
ants?
these animals are
Oh, he's sticking his tongue.
very friendly.
Hi. They must be used to people.
Yeah.
They're so much darker than the one we saw on the Tasman Peninsula.
Yeah, that one was very, very, very caramelly.
Look how cheeky he is. He finished his food over there.
And now he's stealing
He's gone to steal his.
He's much bigger as well than the other one.
Probably because he's stealing all the food. Pretty sure there's an imposter.
There's an imposter. I don't know which one, but Lydia's caught the attention of the big one.
I'm scared.
I love how it's just dropping everything on the floor.
And the other one's eating
Yeah.
He's so cheeky.
You're a big boy, so you need a lot of feeding.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He said, oh yeah.
Want to tickle? Little, was it neck tickle?
Yeah. Chin and
yeah.
neck. Oh yeah, she looks like he's looking at.
Oh,
So nice.
you're so lovely.
Look at that, so nice.
Oh yeah, that's a good bite. Yeah.